MESHA is a benchmark comparative formative assessment for years 7 to 10. The key problem that comparative data is trying to solve is the problem that if a student does well or poorly on a question, that alone doesn't give you enough information. So, for instance, say I, as a maths teacher, write a maths assessment, and on question 5, my students score 20%. Now, I might think, oh, that's not very good. Maybe I need to do something there. But it could be that question 5 is just a really hard question. It could be a badly worded question, not a very good question. And the fact that students got 20% is reflective of that. If, however, I know that in the class down the hall, when students sat the same assessment, the average was 70, 80%, I now have something that I can use because I've got useful information, because I know that it wasn't the fact that the question was particularly hard. It wasn't the fact that it was a particularly badly worded question, because these other students were able to cope with it. So I can now reflect on something to do with how I've taught and how that might have been different to the classroom down the hall, and I can focus on that. I've got something to target. The point is that it's formative. If the expanding brackets, for instance, as a maths teacher, is something that kids in other schools seem to be able to do better than kids in our school, then that's the low-hanging fruit. That's the bit of the curriculum that we should focus on improving, making sure our kids can expand brackets. We're collecting information from students critically with this comparison with students in other schools. We're turning it around quickly. That formative information can be fed into the teaching of those students in the coming weeks. A school that has gone through several rounds of MESHA, I would think, would have some growing confidence in the maths curriculum that they have, because they would know what parts of the curriculum were delivering for them. They would know what parts of the curriculum they needed to work on and started to work on those things. And so they will know that over time their curriculum is getting more robust, that it is delivering for the student.